How's everybody doing? We'll try for the third time now. Oh gosh, I'm gonna try to get this out before my cat starts meowing or my phone stops recording. So, my first, well, first of all, I just want to tell you guys that there's gonna be a lot of changes coming up. I'm gonna be moving to northern Colorado. Gonna be just hiking and stuff and living within nature, and so that's gonna be that's what's gonna be going on soon. And then my first just to recap, my first mushroom trip, I was at a house with like 10 people, and I had money in my pocket, and they were letting me sleep on the couch, and I ended up just having this ego death in the bathroom where I seen myself in the mirror from another perspective, another person's perspective, like a clean slate, and it just really tripped me out. And plus, the clarity of my vision was really astounding and surprising, simply because everything I've been taught about mushrooms before I took them was a lie. Um, you know, Mushrooms give you perfect clarity of mind and hearing and sight and taste and smell and stuff. So that was my first mushroom trip. So my second mushroom trip begins in my apartment in Illinois, and my friend Chris gave me 3.2 grams of mushrooms. And I remember sitting in my apartment. I had a buffalo chicken sandwich, and I called my brother, and he was making me laugh. And also, I want to preface this story. I lost my mom in 2018. It was like a month after I took these mushrooms. So my mom was already dead, and I took these mushrooms like a month after she died. Just so you know, she was no longer on the planet at the time. And as I sat there, about 20 minutes in, it started to come on, and I was sitting on this couch in a different apartment, and I just realized how stuffy and thick the air was in my apartment. It was like sitting in a cardboard box, and I went to just go smell the air outside, because it was just this beautiful fresh air. It was this Illinois air that was just flowing in. I stuck my head out, and it was still at night, and the grass was so vibrantly green, unbelievably vibrantly green. It was like alive, and I had this tree next to my apartment, this glass patio door, and this tree was so alive. It was as alive as you seen your grandpa standing there, and you just see them, you just know that's a living being. You can feel it with every part of you. That's how I felt about this tree. Like, I could see every part of it. It was like an old living ancestor. It was unbelievable. And this was all happening. So I was on the phone with my brother, and so I started to peek, and I cried very deeply, because I still didn't process my mom's death yet at the time. So I had this super deep cry, and it was weird because the mushrooms I was peaking at that moment, so I basically heard myself cry in another perspective, like if you heard yourself cry if you were another person. Like, that's how I heard myself cry. It was this deep spiritual cry, deep cry from my soul, deep from my soul. And in that moment, I seen an image that I cannot point to. I can't measure it. I can't show you where it is in this dimension. You just don't even take my word for it. Like, nobody even watches these videos anyways. This is my truth, and this is what I seen. In that moment, when I cried, when my soul cried so deep for my mother, in that exact moment, I got a flash. I seen something. And this was something that I had seen with like my third eye. Like I didn't like I said, I can't point to it. And it's not anywhere on this planet I can point to. I can't measure it. I can't even recreate it. I can only tell you what I seen and what it told me. So I seen a green, geometrical, triangular like figure that was like almost seemed to be made out of like plant cells. Like it kind of like explained to me like how plants, how their cells just keep living or something like that. Like how they're not affected by time, you know. And it told me, not in English, not in some dead language, not in some audible voice. It just telepathically sent me a message when I seen it. And this all happened in a flash. And it told me, we are nature. That was the message, clear as day. We are nature. And it just all made sense to me. It just went, oh my gosh, like our energy is nature. That's what we are. It's not affected by time. We're love. And like everything that you see, the birds and the squirrels and all of this beautiful beauty from the earth, that's what we are. But the earth gives us a beautiful chance to have a body so we can experience itself in another perspective. But the problem is like we get confused with all of our senses and our values and our identity and our ego and this and that, and we lose track of what we are. We are nature. That's what it told me. And I also seen another image. At this point, I was like almost stumbling around my room because when you're on mushrooms, you're like, your temperature's fluctuating, you don't have full motor control. And I was on the phone with my brother and I was like, dude, I'm seeing shit, I was trying to tell him. And I remember I put my head down and I seen another image, another flash. And it was a figure meditating. It was just like a meditating figure, like just making that silhouette of a meditating figure. And it told me to meditate. It took me a really long time to understand why did the mushrooms tell me to meditate? Why aren't they telling me? Why aren't they like just dropping the knowledge and say this and that? Like what? Like why would it say meditate? But now I'm really starting to understand that I can reach these levels of awareness and clarity through meditation. So I sat on my couch. I had a 4K TV, 55-inch 4K TV, which I loved. And I sat and watched 4K nature videos. And it was awesome because I was just like crying. Oh, by the way, before I watched these nature videos, I was scrolling through my TV and I was trying to find something to watch through my videos. And I have all my videos on YouTube, so they're all digital. And I have videos like, Alice in Wonderland, because I love the cartoon, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Pet Sematary, 13 Ghosts, a lot of movies like this, iRobot. But one thing I noticed when I was scrolling through these videos was how evil the thumbnails for these movies were. Go to them now. If you look at them now, look at thumbnails on movies. Just look at them and just take them for what they are. Like, they're just sending hate. They send evil at you. And in fact, when I was on mushrooms and I was looking at them, the evil eyes and the teeth and everything, the blood and all that stuff was not only, it was popping out at me like I was wearing 3D glasses. That's how aware the mushrooms made me aware of this energy coming at me. So what did I watch? I watched 4K nature videos. And I just went, yes, that's me. I want to go back home. That is me. And I just was just crying, and I just had this beautiful epiphany that, you know, I want to live as close to nature as possible. And also I have a little bit of Apache Indian, Native American in me, and I had just realized how fantastic the Native Americans and all Native people and Aboriginals around the world have taken care of this planet. They have done a fantastic job. I mean, think about it. When we came here, they were just living within nature. Nothing more, nothing less. They didn't take anything more than what they needed, and they were very resourceful. And we've lost sight of that. And I just want to say thank you so much to my Native American ancestors. I see what you guys have done, and I pay full homage and respect to you guys. And then I found this video on YouTube that was playing the Native American flute, and the drums. I felt the drums. It was like, oh my gosh, there's information in these drums. Like, this is a deep spiritual knowledge that these drums and this flute that this flute has, and it's resonating with my soul on every deep level, not in a material way. It is the deepest fundamental level that it resonated with me. And I spent like a couple hours just tripping on this flute, this Native American flute. And so I did some research, and I picked myself up. I ordered myself a flute off Amazon. Hi, Papa. And I love it. It's people freak out when I play this thing. They look for the speaker, like. Oops. You know, it's just, there's something very Frodo, very Lord of the Rings about it. It's just it just connects me to the earth. I love it. It's like me chirping as a bird or something. It's, you know, I'm just singing my love for the planet, and my gratefulness for this opportunity. So thank you for being here with me. If you are still watching, I really appreciate it. That was my second mushroom trip. Third mushroom trip coming soon. Hiking in the Colorado mountains, living within nature, attaining enlightenment. You guys are all going to be there with me. So peace, namaste, and stay safe.